Oracle. What should they call her? What should they call her? Oracle. Hey, my loves. Gonna give everybody a second. Of course, it looks like my camera is blurry. Let me see if I can fix that. Hey, my loves, come on in, come on in, come on in on this 111 portal. Okay, it's January 1st, and this is a number 1 year. So we're going to be working with that energy heavily today. It's giving Trinity. And I plan to do some candle work for the collective. Okay, so we're going to get into it. Happy New Year, CJ. And, some people might not consider this to be the new year. A lot of people consider the what's good, no patience, consider the spring equinox to be the beginning of the year. But I also feel like this is a good time to go within and start laying the groundwork for what you would like to see break through in the spring. Okay? We're planting seeds right now. In essence, this isn't about high rage. This isn't about what's good, entertain me. This isn't about resolutions. Okay? We're looking at what are the things we would like to birth this year. And I feel like you're going to start seeing maybe the beginnings of, thank you. You're going to start to see the beginnings of maybe some budding happen around February, or at least signs that something is about to break through. Okay? But I feel like the real momentum is going to be in April when we get to Empress season. Okay, so we've got a little bit, but I feel like what you germinate right now, what you put your intention to right now, okay, the frequency you're holding right now. I purposely came on at 1 o'clock. Okay, what's good, Ming? What's good, everybody coming in? Hey, what's good, Sade? What's good, right? And let me tell you, I decided this morning, I'm going to give you guys that because I got to do it quick because we're about to do something. All right, anybody who wants to, if I have a moderator in each place, if you could put up the Cash App, okay? Anybody who wants to donate, I'm going to do a quick little ritual for us, okay? I'm going to show you how simple it is, even when you really don't got shit, okay? And we're going to do a quick little ritual, and it doesn't have to be expensive. If you want to be included, you could just send a little something, or you could even, I put up the Night Star as a gift. You can purchase that and be included energetically. But let's go. Let's do something different, okay? And I want to do this. I'm going to do this every month, okay? I know people's finances is tight. So I'm going to do this every month on the portal day. So today's 1-1. Next month will be 2-2, right? Then will be 3-3, right? 4-4, right? We're going to do it on portals. This gives everybody a chance to kind of set an intention and work with me for a nominal price. Okay? So take advantage because my energy is not cheap. Okay, so if somebody could put up the Cash App, that would be great. But that's what we're doing. Okay, so I want to show you something about how to do an offering to the ancestors for health, wealth, and abundance at the beginning of the year if you don't got shit. Right? A lot of people, they've had a hard time. What's good, Rose? Yes, please like, share, subscribe, okay? So I'm gonna teach you a quick way of an offering that you could do, and you don't only got to do this at New Year's. This is, something you could do whenever. Okay, but I'm going to show you how quick and all inclusive ritual can be, and I'm going to show you how I'm using all 4 elements. Okay, so if you want to be included, like I said, you could just send a little donation. That's up to you. Okay, so what did I put here? I put rice. Okay, that's a grain of the earth. Okay, also, biblically speaking, store up your house, the house with grains, right? There's a lot of verses in the Bible about storing grain. I have some lentil beans. I have some coffee, right? Magnifies, right? I have some sugar, right? Which sweetens, right? I got some cinnamon sticks. If you know, you know. Okay. I got some bay leaves. Okay. I got some raw milled grits. Okay. So stone milled, I should say, right? I have here some whole allspice. I'm not about to cook anything, my love. I am giving some of earth's abundance to the divine. Okay, so I put some whole allspice, right? Very simple. You don't have to listen. What's in your cabinet, you really could do it. Okay. A glass of water, right? Now you think about the elements: earth, fire, water, and air, right? So what else am I going to do? I'm going to light an incense. Okay. I'm going to light an incense. I'm keeping it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. What if you don't got shit? What if you don't got shit? What if you're just lucky that you made it out of the year and you're trying to bring in some abundance and say thank you to your ancestors? There was a lot of stuff that happened this year, right? Light an incense, get that going, right? I got some oil here for my candles. Some of my prepped oils, right? And right. And just with that, I have a green candle, a yellow candle, and a red candle. Okay. And I'm going to keep these lit for today. Like I said, anybody who wants to join, not my Patreon members. All right. Yeah. Y'all already know. Okay. But see how simple it is? There goes the fire, incense, air, a glass of water, some grains. Now, I always have pre-prepared candles that I do in advance. So I happen to have colors, but if you don't have colors and you just have, a white candle, that is fine. That is absolutely fine. Okay, put my glass of water there. And my offering, right? Now it's 1:09. Clear your mind. No, PayPal is Lovely Soul, at Lovely Soul. Okay. And with this very simple offering, now where could you put this? If you have an altar, you could put this on your altar. Okay. If you don't have an altar, you could sweep out your house, mop your house, right? And then put it like in front of your door. to bring that abundance. Okay? And that is a way to make an offering. You can put change, you can put money. Hold on one second. You can put money, right? Lovely's rituals don't miss simplicity, always advised. Yeah, the simpler the better, honestly. You don't got to get crazy. What are you saying? You're saying thank you that, a lot of things happened this year and I was unscathed, right? I might have took some chinks to the armor, but I came through. I didn't miss no meals, right? I was able to pay my bills, right? I'm healthy. I woke up this morning, right? A lot of people didn't, right? What would I like to bring in next year, right? What do I see that I want to put my frequency to, right? There we go, 111, right? So breathe that in, hold the frequency of clarity, right? Well, let's put some chocolate on this bad boy, something sweet, right? And if you don't got, any cash, you could put some change, even 3 pennies. Everybody got 3 pennies. You can find that in your couch, right? You can take a couple bay leaves from your refrigerator, from your cabinet, and, write something on it for the new year, okay? Like health, health, and long life. Right? Right? You can take that bay leaf and burn it. Keep a fire safe dish. I always have several. Right? As we call in those blessings, we give our gratitude for traversing the year, however chaotic, with health and wealth and abundance. Thank you for keeping us protected. We enter into a new cycle, holding space for our health and longevity, long life, and blessings to everyone watching this now or later, right? You take another one, and let's say, what do we think this one should say? That was health and long life, longevity. So we're going to say love. What's good? We're going to say, what's good, Mel? We're going to say love, peace, and tranquility. Okay? I'm going to take that one. I'm going to burn that one in the red candle. right, with my fire safe dish, right? There we go. Nice. Okay. We're going to take another one. And this one we're going to put wealth, prosperity, and financial stability. Okay, financial stability. Okay, and we're going to burn that in the green candle. Okay, and take your time because bay leaves can sometimes burn slow, and that's okay. While you're doing it, set your intentions. Okay. There we go. A little bit more. Okay. Okay. Now, we have two more. I chose 5 purposely because 5 is the number of change. Okay. So on this one, we're going to put let's put here healing, healing relationships of all kinds. Okay. For those who might not be in or you might be in a no contact, but I'm putting the intention that this go out to only healthy situationships. Okay. Healthy, where there are two willing people. Okay. Because it can be very harmful to call back energies that don't serve you. So I am putting I have ashes in my nails, guys. Don't mind me. The healing of healthy relationships, okay, of all kinds, whether they're friendships, love, business, family, right? There we go. And I'm burning that in the red candle, right? There we go. And then the last one. What should that one be about? I feel like this year has been unsettling for so many people. I also feel like what we need is more soft life and a easier time of it. Thank you, Maine. Thank you. That we get an easier time of what we have been experiencing. I feel like opportunities come easily, swiftly, and regularly. For growth, right? For growth and expansion. Come regularly. Easily. And may we accumulate abundance in soft life. Timeline. Let's go. Okay? Things don't always have to be hard, and we can manifest that. There we go. Number 5. Let's bring it about, guys. Clear your energy. Take a deep breath. What would that look like for you? Hey, Jessica, envision it. What would that look like for you? A softer life where you could achieve the goals that you would like to achieve. How would that appear for you? Envision that. Hold space for that. Here we go. Here we go. Deep breath. Okay, I am going to put this offering on my altar for now. Wow, I pull a little bit of cards for us. And we can see what Spirit would like to tell us about 2026. And I heard 2023. So something that happened in 2023 is relevant right now. To some kind of completion, but also like the next chapter or the new thing. Okay, let me just move this out of the way. Don't mind me with all the burning and stuff. I got some ashes under my nails. Okay. Let's get a star seed while we allow this good energy to marinate. Can you show me, please? Star Keeper. Cosmic Ancestor. See the light by staying grounded. And the Void. Stop embracing winter. Great Cosmic Womb. Okay. For those of you on TikTok, you can't see the thumbnail that I chose. But the thumbnail is like someone walking across of a live wire or a high wire. Okay. and I put something about a new beginning is loading. So we are kind of in the void at the moment. We actually did have a void moon not too long ago, like maybe yesterday. Okay. So a lot of people are arguing about whether it's a new moon or not. And I think that people are missing the point. I feel like, first off, yes, the new year really begins with the equinox. Yes, that's the harvest, right? Or I should say that is the blossoming. But life is created in the womb where it's dark. Okay? And I feel like what you are bringing about in your what you are planting in your third eye, in your heart chakra, in your solar plexus, in all of your chakras, is the seed for which you want to bring about. And this is germinating in the womb of basically your consciousness or of your heart, right? I feel like we miss the point that every season has its, I don't know why my it's saying that my battery is dying on TikTok. If I lose you, because it is plugged in, I am also on YouTube right now. Okay. And maybe I can switch. No, I think I should leave it. Okay. So we have here, let's look at this Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, see the light by staying grounded. Okay. Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, see the light by staying grounded. You're an ancient keeper of the stars, here to anchor and seed your light in your unique way. I was just talking about seeds, right? You've likely been incarnating on Earth for some time, dedicated to an era of awakening and bringing about a long-awaited shift in the planet's evolution. And those of you's head is facing down. Those of yous that have been with me for a while, you know that we've been talking about a new era, a new shift, right? But more than that, the fact that we purposely chose this timeline to hold witness, to bear witness to the shift, also to bring light to the collective, right? If we get cut off on YouTube, guys, on TikTok, I am on YouTube channel by the same name, okay? The more grounded you remain during this transition period, the more helpful you'll be. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart and the more love you'll anchor onto this planet. The wisdom of the stars is imprinted in your soul. The more soul fragments you call home, the more the wisdom is seated here. You may be called to be in different places in the world to anchor this light, perhaps by taking a trip or living in a certain location. First off, Spirit said that's why none of us are sleeping, because there's a lot of astral projection, okay, where our energy is being needed, okay? You're here for a double mission, to grow as an individual and as part of a larger collective. That's bringing about a shift in frequency. Trust that you can be in the world, but not of it, and lead a truly glorious life. And I was talking about soft life. That was one of the bay leaves that I burnt for us. Starseed activation. Place the card. No, I acknowledge that I am a star keeper. I choose to anchor my light and stay as grounded as possible. Okay, so the other card is the Void. And it says, stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Okay, Grand Rising. Okay, everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins and ends. In the winter and the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow, comforting and intimidating. freeing and daunting. It can feel both overwhelmingly small and huge. The void is where faith lives. Okay, so this hubbub about whether it's New Year's or not, every cycle is birthing something. Stop with the, we don't need to listen. And if you want to celebrate it in the dead of summer, do that. Stop trying to tell people what the fuck to do. I'm so sick of it. Listen, I'm so sick of it. Understand that somewhere right now, the seasons at the opposite equator are opposite. These time is a construct. You can birth something new every time you open your eyes. Can we stop? Stop allowing people outside of yourself to dictate when you can start something. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you, regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become. You're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest and allow the winter of your life to do the work for you. Easier life, right? To hand over your control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean that things aren't at work. The greatest weaves happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us, right beneath the surface, in ways known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or life phase, when we're called to let go of all we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel scary, as if you should be doing something. However, the card appears is a sure sign that most productive thing to do is to relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life, right? How are you being called to surrender to the unknown and the mystery of your life? Okay, this is hibernation time. Sit still a second. By the spring, we'll be in full concert. Absolutely, right? And for the women in the room who have had a child or have been pregnant, and you know that first trimester, you may not be outside doing a whole bunch of shit, but you are doing such important work in your stillness that your body can actually feel like the draining away of the nutrients. This is, the morning sickness, those stages that you are shifting, right? So we need to stop. I feel like this is so important. You are always birthing something, and you are always releasing something. If you listen to your breath, that would tell you that. And you inhale as you prepare, right? That thought or that spark. And when you exhale, you birth that, right? It's a cycle all day, every minute. Okay? Let's see what Spirit might want to tell us about an affirmation for the collective. What should we be holding space for? You're going to need that rest, hold that weight of it all. You got to say it. And even abundance, right? To whom much is given, much is required or expected, right? Even if it's not physical, we ask for easier. That doesn't mean that it doesn't come with responsibilities, right? Spirit, can you show me, please? What's the affirmations? Listen. I always receive exactly what I ask for, or better. And Spirit saying, mind your energy, and where do you put it? If you woke up this morning in regret, and you're just thinking about the negative things, be careful. You're planting seeds for more regret. If you woke up this morning making space for newness and the possibilities, then that's what you'll receive. Everything I desire desires me more. Spirit said that also includes lessons. When we repeat cycles, we're trying to evolve something, although we may not recognize that we're asking for correction. That's part of the experience that comes with being in this plane, right? At the bottom of the deck, success is my natural state of being, right? And so the blockages and the traumas and the frequencies that seem to dampen our progress, it's because regardless of what's happening around us, we allow some kind of frequency to disrupt our natural state of being. In other words, if somebody comes from outside of you and they attack you in some way, that really is about them. The moment that you internalize that, now it becomes about you. Okay? Because the universe wants to partner with you. It says opportunities are handed to me. Okay? So I feel like what Spirit is saying there is we need to mind our frequency and what is it that we want to bring to us. Let's see what the challenge is going to be. I'm not doing personal questions today. I feel like I just want to share a universal message, and if you listen, you will hear the answer to your question. A universal message about the frequency and the 111 portal. Courthouse, occupation, and great fortune. Something's becoming finalized. Some of yous could be winning a case this year. Some of yous could be getting some type of documentation that you've been waiting for. Some of yous are completing your education. Some of yous are achieving a higher salary or are changing careers, or you've manifested something in your career that's coming to blossom. For some of yous, you're finishing up school and getting that job, right? But whatever the building blocks that you are laying now, from now, I feel like to the spring, and a lot of the cycles that we have starting now, they're longer, but you have great fortune here, okay? You also have family room. Okay, what's good, Jennifer Leroux? Okay. So I feel like what Spirit's saying is that there's a lot of opportunities that are going to be available to you at this time. Now, the drawback, okay, is like the thief of joy. I heard something about the thief of joy. Okay, message of concern and high honor. Okay, I'm going to give a prediction right now. Sidebar, this is not in your personal lives, okay? This is for the collective, okay? For those of you that have been with me for a long time, you know that I'm like a remote viewer, okay? It feels like there's some kind of conflict. Okay, some kind of conflict that individuals are, what's good, Miss Lotus Wisdom, this could be like war and a draft, okay? If it's not that, this could be like something where it hits like the financial sector, like crypto, a crash or something. Okay, but I feel like we turn that situation right around. Okay, I feel like the spare coffin and gift. Okay, there. I feel like next year, first 6 months, there's something really big that happens that's freeing. Okay, that's freeing. First 6 months. Okay, first 6 months. Did it happen yet? For those of you that been with me for a while, you know what the fuck that meant. They was actually talking a little bit about that. I guess some shit about that was breaking in the breaking news kind of, But I feel like first 6 months, yes, guys. Okay, first 6 months, something's gonna go down with that. Bird, can you show me what the collective need to know? It's probably around Empress season. You know that Uranus transit we've been talking about for a long fucking time. Yeah, it's probably got something to do with that. Keep your eyes out, April 26th, right? On or about in that window, The spirit been told us it had something to do with the Empress to the Empress, or the Alpha and the Omega, beginning and the end, Spirit, show me. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, That's that. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, doesn't have to be, but that's the entrepreneur, that's the self-love, right? Blockage, okay? I feel like that's gonna be overcome soon. Okay, there is daughter of mine. It's like some kind of disagreement or something, and the Four of Coins, and something about restraint, okay? And then the Ace of Knives, truth breaking, okay? Six of Baskets, Ten of Wands, and the Five of Baskets. So it feels to me like what we have been through has been something that had to occur so that we could decide collectively what we do and do not want. Right? And just like I said about us putting our mind frame to a frequency about holding space for that which we want to bring in. It feels like that had to be forced on the collective. Maybe because in this timeline, we have so many distractions, Spirit is saying. Like, we have the internet, we have our jobs, our families, right? We have artificial lights everywhere. You don't really get a chance to just look up at the sky and see what's happening, right? All those kind of things. Can we get the likes up, please, guys? Right? And then things are stripped away from us like a collective shadow, dark night of the soul, right? And when that happens, that forces us all. Thank you so much, guys, for the love, right? We when that's forced upon us, where we feel uncomfortable, what happens? It makes us long for the things that we truly want. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like although there were many that were coming to an awakening, right? We needed a tipping point, and I feel like 2025 was that. And how was that brought about? With Uranus and Taurus, right? To shake up what does Taurus represent? Stability, finances, right? Abundance, and to make us feel in jeopardy of that, right? And with that, that's all it took, right? For us to feel, right, like we're losing our rights, we're losing our financial stability, things are harder, things are less accessible. What do we value? And that has been an eye-opener for us. Would we have had that without that? Well, I mean, we had COVID and we didn't experience that. Okay. And I was, I was watching another astrologer who was discussing, what was the worst year of the decade, and they argued that it was COVID. And I argue against that. I think that 2025 was the worst year. Why? Because although COVID was very difficult and jarring to the collective, it also gave us a reboot in our nervous systems. We got to stay home. We got to see that we actually liked or what we didn't like, right? There's a lot of divorces happened then when we feed ourselves. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right. Anyway, right? This year, we took such a shock to our nervous system. Why? Because it hit our beliefs, right? It hit our beliefs. Like, it was something that seemed so unreal, right? What do you mean you're taking that was different. It felt very different. Okay? Yes, I sure had time, despite a lot of challenges at home, to be able to meditate and read more spiritual. Right. You were able to grow in that shadow in that year. I'm not saying it was easy. Thank you so much, for all the love, guys, right? I'm not saying it was easy. Right? But what I am saying is that this hit our belief system. Okay? It rocked our belief system, especially if you're of a certain age. Happy New Year, Nelson. Spirit, why is the Son of Knives here? 6 of Cups. Okay, so we might have had, as a collective, different ideas of what the good times were. I'm hearing good times, right? And we might have had two different visions of that, and that might be part of, and I'm in America right now. I'm in the United States right now, and you could be somewhere else, and I can only speak of my experience, right? But depending on what group you're from, you might have a different idea of the good times, right? And some of what we have lost this year feels like that was taken for some people, and others feel like they're returning to it, right? And I feel like that was part of the blockage. We have seen, the divide, the great divide, as they say, right? Daughter of Knives, why is this? Comes out with the sun. It let us see the division, the cratering of what some people compare to Rome, right? Or what happened then, right? 4 of Coins here. Hierophant and the Chariot, okay? And, there's a loss of control here. 4 of Coins. The Hierophant is the church, or the high priest, or the judge, or the Chariot, okay? And I feel like this is duplicity in this message. Like, we might have felt like we lost rights in a change of balance that happened in the Court of Nine. But, at the same time, there was a segment that felt like they lost a direction that was based on their faith. And that has been the point of contention. and the King of Pentacles, and those in society that have exploited that cratering, that split to their benefit. And that has always been the case. The haves against the have-nots, and the Ace of Swords comes out. Spirit, why is this Ace of Swords here? Can you show me? And it comes out with the Ace of Wands, where truth meets passion, and pressure busts pipes or creates diamonds. And I feel like that's why 2025 occurred in the manner in which it did. And with the Six of Baskets, so we could decide what the good times really were or are, and what we want to get back to. Do we want to get back to happiness, or the Nine of Cups, or wish fulfillment, and what that looks like? And maybe that's not the same for everybody, but you know, are we losing autonomy? Are we losing community? How do we fix that? Where do we find the balance? And you know, I'll say that this image says a lot. There's two kids in the field, and then there's a woman who feels like an aristocrat, right? And we have to find a way so that everyone feels seen, because while we don't, the King of Swords, okay, these are the haves, control the situation by making certain people feel that others are responsible for their condition. So there's a lot of finger pointing. Right? And the Ten of Wands. And some people have the liberty to not educate themselves on how that affects them. But ignorance may be bliss, but it's not profitable. 10 of Sticks. And I feel like that is what's going to cause Spirit be right on time with it. I'm going to show each camera. That's what causes the cat and the dog to get on the same page. Because you know what? This aristocrat standing in the middle is bleeding both of them. Don't you see in front of the dog and the cat? All you see is money, baby. All you see is money. And look at the aristocrat holding both leashes. Listen. Message. The aristocrat is holding both leashes. Okay? We're not doing personal questions right now, my love, but if you listen, you may get your message. Okay? And this causes, you know, the cat and the dog to recognize, like, shit, we both are hungry. We both over here crying over spilled milk. Spirit. Because we are told, and like I said, wherever you're watching in the world, you know, take this message how it resonates for you. But we're told here in the United States that we're in the wealthiest country in the world. So we should be having harvest, right? But 5 of Cups is crying over spilled milk, even not seeing 2 cups standing, right? And what do you have here? The 10 of Cups. So what is that saying? That although, you know, people are making a living or whatever, they are still not satisfied. They're not making enough, or it may feel like they're not making enough because they're being taxed out of their asses, right? Or they're being charged for breathing, drinking water. Like, you know what I'm saying? Either which way, however you look at it, the system that we have right now has not felt satisfying, probably for quite some time. I feel like most of us didn't even recognize that until COVID happened and everybody got to stay home. And then when they had to go back to work, they were like, but do we really want this? Right? And that caused us to want a reset. And since then to now, communities are finding different ways to display their dissatisfaction. We'll put it nicely, right? But I feel like what's happening is that, like I said in the beginning, that Spirit was going to cause us with 2025 to see that it didn't matter if you stayed on that hamster wheel and you're making that money and you're paying the bills and you're doing all that. There's still a lack of security, right? If you were on food stamps and you thought, well, I'm just making it enough and they could just take your food stamps at will, or just like how they just said they're going to take all the child care away from parents, which really means women. Will there be some men that are affected? Yes, but majority will be women. They're trying to take people out of the workforce, right? But at the bottom of the deck, you got the 7 of Wands. Spirit wants you to know you will survive this, okay, with the world. And this is part of keeping a deception, because really the system is afraid of a prison that they've made, because now when we went inside, we recognized what was important and we have set the new frequency to that which what we want. And we just did a thing. We got the candles burning, right? We want peace, harmony, love, right? Easier, softer life, right? With opportunities that come to us on a regular basis. We're not asking to not put the work in, but we're tired of feeling like we're swimming up river and not getting anywhere, right? And the perpetual fight, and we pay so much into a system, but then when you fall on rough times, you can't get anybody to fucking help you, right? And the Queen of Pentacles, there's going to be a lot of new entrepreneurs. Okay, because this is about looking at things in a different way, and the opportunities coming. Wheel of Fortune, okay, and the haves become the have-nots, okay, and new collaborations. I feel like some big companies are gonna be very hurt this year. They're gonna be going under. But I feel like there's a lot of startup companies that are going to be coming into fruition. And this has a lot to do with AI and the Star and the 2 of Cups, okay? Because hope floats, Spirit said, and the 7 of Pentacles, okay? And not to limit yourself and not feel like you don't have enough to bring new opportunities to you, because that's not the case, because justice is about to be here for us, okay? And they may come in small packages, Spirit said. Okay, but we must use our discernment now, okay? Because there's still traps that are there. I feel like this has to do with tax season. And then the Emperor is here, right? But the 8 of Pentacles and the King of Cups, this is delusion, okay? There's somebody that's delusional there. And the Moon is all going to come out. The Magician, right? They want to go to calm waters, right? But I feel like the people are going to win, okay, with the High Priestess and the King of Pentacles. We're finding new ways to shift. And I feel like, these people that, let me just say something. And then y'all could go look it up. So Italy, and you might not have seen this in your timeline, Italy said they had enough of being drained from every direction. So what they decided was that they're not participating in the system anymore. And so they all stocked up on stuff that would pull them through for a month, bought all their things, their food, right? And then they stopped participating. They didn't go to work. They didn't do anything. The reason why you're not seeing that in your timeline is because they don't want that to catch on here. But it's coming. Because we have already done individual boycotts to specific, companies, but I feel like that's going to spread to industries, and then next is going to be a full out situation, okay? Because the truth and the fool, like we've been afraid with the devil for a long time, feeling like we're at the mercy of the system, and they know that, okay? And they're taking two for them and one for us, okay? But there's an event coming, okay? Pressure bust pipes, or it forms diamonds, right? And the moon is coming, and the Empress, okay? And I said something about the Empress and her being involved in this whole situation, okay? And the time is coming where the collective is going to make a decision, and we're tired, okay? We're tired of being blocked. There's going to be an opportunity, okay, with the judgment here, okay? It's up and it's stuck, and that's when we're going to stand together. That's when the cat and the dog get together, okay? Hangman. And we put pressure on the situation. Temperance, something that had to be done for a long time, and the only way it can be done with is love, not fighting, okay? So this is why we had to go through 2025 the way it did. I feel like the first half of 2026, okay, there's going to be some things that occur, but it's meant to bring about a new beginning. Okay, they're going to try to give us a second choice that is no choice, okay? I feel like collectively we walk away from that. We stand our ground, and that is when they crack, okay? 5 of Swords is here, 4 of Pentacles. They've been holding back for a long time, but I feel like we're going to free our mind. Okay, you got the Ace of Pentacles here, okay? And they're going to be being chased by their own demons and their own greed, okay? Because the illusions are going away, okay? And then you got the 10 of Pentacles and the Hermit, okay? Some of them going to try to bounce out, okay? They're going to try to go to an island, right? But in the end, the system all falls down, okay? There's a new beginning, okay? And we are right now. Oh, thank you, Amor de Lumil. Okay, with the Death card here, we've had enough, okay? And the 5 of Cups is out here, okay? We had to go through this so that we could decide what independence and abundance means to us and what it is we want. And you are doing that right now in the 4 of Swords. You are healing, you are resting, you are incubating, okay? And I feel like that is what Spirit wanted us to know for this new year. Okay, I am going to get us a chakra card. I have not been on live too much with TikTok for several reasons. I will get back to it this year. Okay, my mom's been in the hospital. Give me a little bit of time and we'll get back at it. Okay. But let's get a chakra card because I feel like TikTok is about to disconnect. Spirit, can you show me for the collective what chakras should they be tending to this time for this 111 portal? Trust, guilt, gratitude, death. Okay. The message with the guilt card is a Spirit is saying your old beliefs don't fit in this timeline, and some people are going to be changing their minds, and that's okay. And that's okay. And we're waiting on that. Okay. Be grateful for the death and transformation, and learn to trust your intuition, guys. Okay, I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Happy New Year, guys. Bye. Bye, my loves. I just want to say thank you for all of you who always spend time with me. I greatly appreciate you. And there are better things to come this year, although the first part might be a little choppy waters. All right. I'm wishing you light and love and blessings on blessings. Bye, guys.